PlayerZero is going to spin up simulations for every single one of these things. What's really important to understand here is that PlayerZero is not actually compiling and running the code. What it's doing is it's taking the scenario as it's described in plain English and then stepping through the code line by line by line and then predicting, right, on the other end, whether it thinks that the scenario is actually going to pass or fail. And so as these things start finishing up, we're going to start seeing pass and fail scenarios show up right here. These are starting to pass and fail. Looks like all of these have passed so far. Branches here represent is the ability for PlayerZero to essentially automatically trigger the run of these playlists whenever there's some sort of a change, right, on that particular branch. And so the quite simple thing I can do here is I can go to any branch, I can go to scenarios and playlists here, and it's creating these summaries and stuff, right, for every single PR and all of those different things. And then I can just say, hey, I want to add this particular playlist to this particular branch. And so what that does is every time that there's a new commit that actually happens on this portal web SDK branch, every time that happens, it's going to go and rerun all of these different scenarios. And it's going to go put the comment directly back into our PR and just say, hey, here's all the different things that I ran. Here's what passed. Here's what failed. And then essentially give us the predictions to say, this is a certain condition that I think is actually not going to work. We're able to come up with hundreds, sometimes even thousands of different scenarios for every single code change that we're making, and then actually run through all of these different scenarios and directly get that feedback back in our PR. And for anything that's broken, right, I can always ask PlayerZero and say, hey, could you go please fix this for me? And PlayerZero will go back now into the player. PlayerZero can actually go through, trace through the code, edit it, run simulations on those changes, and then make sure that things that we've told you are broken are actually then fixed.